Today on Dark Holes, things you can get for free if you pretend to be mentally disabled, balls of steel and how to strengthen your scrotum. One of my favorite online crushes has now free content on the hub, and a write-in about hooking up with your stepbrother, who then becomes your stepdad. It sounds fake. I swear to God it sounds fake. I did a follow-up to verify that it's real. All today on Dark Holes. All right, ladies and gents, we're back again with another ep. It's good to have you guys back. Mentally disabled people get free stuff. Did you know this? Did you know that this is out there? I didn't know. I got a little tidbit from a family member, all right? A family member, one of my closest relatives, was telling me about a time they were getting a tattoo. They were off in some far-off land getting a tattoo. Far-off land meaning Canada, and they were in kind of a boonies area on a little trip. They were on a vacation. They're like, let's commemorate this with a nice little tattoo, as people do. Tattoo artist. He was this kind of guy. I don't know if you've encountered one of these kind of fellows before. Very covered. Of course, tattoo artists are going to be covered in tattoos, but I feel like tattoo artists go in one of two directions. They either are people who are like, yeah, you know, I had a passion for art as a kid, and I grew up. I always wanted to see how I could maximize this. This studio is really like a lifelong dream of me chasing my passion as an artist. Yeah, boo to those ones. Like, if that's who you are as a person, that's great. I think it's wonderful that you were able to take your talents and turn it into a business. There's another type of tattoo artist that is like, yeah, I was living out in a van. I was sort of a slug human. I had a lot of grease on me, a lot of stickiness to me at all times. I stunk. There was a period of my life where I stunk like some sort of like a raccoon or abandoned animal that lived in the streets, and the debris of life built up on my body until I had an odor that pushed the people around me away. And now tattooing is kind of the one thing that really holds my life together. Like, at any moment it could slip and shatter into nothing, because tattooing has its hold on me, gives me some stability. But before, I was just a ruffian in the streets, a skid hanging around dark and seedy places, injecting my body with strange things. That's your other type of tattoo artist. That's the person I think we wanted. That's the kind of guy I like. And this kind of guy seemed like he was that kind of guy. So my relative was getting this tattoo, and he regaled them with a story. He goes like, oh, you're from such and such town? I used to go to such and such town, and I would get into the water park for free by pretending I was retarded. That's what he would do. Great move. Great move, because a water park is kind of a lawless land. I don't know when was the last time you went to a water park, but do you even see a fucking lifeguard at a water park? I've been to a water park many a times. I'm almost drowned in a water park. There's not a chance of a lifeguard there, because that's kind of the point of the water park. The water park is like a kill or be killed environment. It's survival of the fittest. There's several sort of things going on in the water. Just to start, as soon as you dip into the liquid at a water park, you're getting old sunscreen, Band-Aids, hair, scabs, piss. The amount of piss, and you're swallowing some of it. Don't listen to this pod. Tell me you've been to a water park, you never drank down some of that water, but it's good for you. It's good for you. That water park water keeps sort of like the bottom level of society, because a water park isn't like an extravagant thing to do. Like, when my parents were taking me to a water park as a kid, it wasn't because we were flush with cash. It's because this was a cheap way to get them occupied for the day, which was a good day. You go to the water park, you're running around in the sun, you're getting a heat stroke, you're coming out of the water, you're dripping wet, you reach into one of those little chip bags and you pull out a Ruffles and crunch into it, and your body needs the salt because you don't realize because you're in the water, but you've been sweating, you've been losing a lot of liquid all day, and you're like, this is gonna refuel me. You bite into a sandwich out of a plastic bag, you got little snacks, you're really living it up. Maybe there's some other types of treats, some chocolate, some sweets. You're having a great day, but this is a very affordable way for your parents to take care of you. And it's when society interacts with the water park, that just the water alone strengthens the immune system to keep them out of the medical system. That's what the main purpose of the water park is. So if you come into the water park expecting to be taken care of by the people around you, by like, oh, lifeguard's gonna come save me, if you drown in the water park, what happens is you get sucked down into one of those drains at the bottom. Your body decomposes, whatever comes off of you mixes in with the water, with the piss, with the sunscreen, with the hair, and then it strengthens everyone else's immune system. Everyone else gets strong off of your weakness for dying in the water park, and no one comes looking for you. This is like international waters, the water park. There's no law within there, no stories written about the deaths at the water park. Those go undiscovered, and frankly, the parents who lose their kids, they accept it. They go, another one to Poseidon. We sacrifice one to Poseidon to keep the waters calm and keep the gods happy, and to strengthen the rest of the public and keep us out of the overpriced medical system. That's how you get strong when you're on the lower end of society, is you go to the water park. But anyways, this guy, he would go to the water park, pretend to be retarded to get in for free because he was living in a van at the time. Like I said, there's two types of tattoo artists. There's like, I had a dream. I was an artist. So I was always talented. This is my business. And this is like, tattooing keeps me from doing heroin. Those are your two angles of tattoo guys. He was more in the heroin direction. I don't know if he was doing the heroin, but he was living in a van, not showering. And by pretending to be retarded, it gave him access to a shower. That's thinking on your feet. That's a smart move, man. So how much more free shit can you get if you are retarded? What are you going to show up to the water park and be like, I'm retarded? They're going to be like, oh, hold on a sec, show me your chromosomes. No, you're just going to go right in. You're going to waltz right in. You and your boys could be going to the water park for free right now. Don't go in one big group, though. Don't go in one big group. If there's like 7 of you, 8 of the boys, you're like, hey, why don't we do a water park day? When was the last time you went to a water park? It's probably good there. Maybe there's some honeys there. I know there's probably someone who could do a little bit of rizzing at the water park. I don't know if it's going to be a flush environment. Definitely going to be a few C-section scars out in the open in the water park. There's going to be some single moms. Those are easy to clean up at the water park. You go there, go, oh, long day. Oh, I see you got the no-name brand Doritos. You want some real Doritos, honey? I got some real Doritos for you. You just scoop up a loose a single mom at the water park. I feel like that's a good, easy kill. And what's going to happen, too, if you're, like, concerned with potential diseases, the water park's going to strengthen your immune system so much that you're basically, like, AIDS-proof for probably 36 hours. You don't even need to use a condom or anything if you're fucking a lady you pick up from the water park and you're just fresh out of the water. As long as you're within that 36-hour window, you're fine. That's science. That's been proven. You got to dig up the studies on that on your own time and research that. But I know I've already read all these papers. But what was I talking about? You and your boys, you can't all go together. Because it's, let's say 8 of you show up at the door. You go, we're all mentally disabled. Someone's going to be like, how'd they all get here? Was there a bus that just dropped them off and left them? How did these guys organize? They've never been good at organizing. They're all kind of solo guys. They're lone wolves, the mentally disabled. You're going to tell me that they put a plan together to all come to the water park together on the same day? They're going to sniff you out. They will check your chromosomes. They'll get out the machine and they'll poke you like they do with the diabetes test, and they'll check your chromosomes, and then they'll kick you out. And they might even ban you. They go, yo, fake tardation. Do not serve this man. Do not let him drink the water that keeps you actually healthy. They keep it gated in there. It's the fountain of youth in that water park. But yeah, so if you guys want, you got to kind of spread it out over an hour. You got to go in one by one. And then sort of when you see each other, almost like you're discovering each other for the first time, like, oh, you're mentally disabled at the water park, so am I. And then you all kind of congeal together and hang out and go, oh, look at us, we're all fun. Like, what are the chances 8 of us all here together with the same intent to rizz up the single moms? Then you can drop the veil. Once you're inside and you tricked the guards and then you've sort of worked your way in like a Trojan horse and you're within, they can't touch you. They go, hi, you got me. You fooled me once. You get in the water park. Fool me twice. Then you fool them twice, they might come after you. If they catch you there, doing the same prank twice, you might get fed to the drains. They'll like slit the inside of your elbows and your knees, so you can't use them. They'll cut your tendons, and then they tie just bricks around you and then throw you in, so they get sucked onto the bottom and dissolved into the water park. And as I've explained, no one comes looking for you, not a soul. Anyways, this is Dark Holes, guys. This is Dark Holes. We're giving you great advice here, how to get stuff for free. What's going on with me? That's what I always like to start with. I like to start with a little bit of some tidbits off the top, a little rant. What am I talking about? What's been kind of percolating on my frontal lobe? Let's get into what's going on with me. I had a terrible sleep last night. I would like to highlight that. So if I'm a little off today, if I'm a little slow on the quips, had a bad sleep, man. For whatever reason, I got home. I did my shows last night. Got home and then was like right to bed. I resisted playing a game, which I will talk about in a minute. It's not Black Myth Wukong either. I know you guys think I'm still slurping that back. Actually, I got distracted by something else. Started titillating me. Is really releasing the dopamine at high levels, and I'm fully addicted to this new game. But I got home, go, no, don't play the games, go right to bed. No screen time after 10 p.m., not a lot. You want to set that circadian rhythm. So then I try to go sleep. I'm like up, toss and turn until probably about, I want to say until about 1 a.m. I get in bed 11:30. Until 1 a.m. I'm tossing and turning. I jerk off a couple times. I watch some porn, jerk off, because that's usually a good way to sleep. I think I jerk off 2 times. And it's still a struggle to fall asleep. I finally fall asleep 1 a.m. I wake up at 3:30 a.m. I fall asleep for about 2 hours. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I did have 2 Celsiuses, and I ate very little, so that could be part of the problem. I have a Wildberry Celsius with me here today. Of course, Wildberry Celsius. The red dye activates the same part of your brain that activates when you commit a homicide. I've talked about this before. Of course, the studies are out on that as well. But if you can hone that energy, you can have a good podcast. So I had a bad sleep, was tossing and turning. So then I ordered food. I'm trying not to eat the carbs right now. I'm trying to lean out and back in the gym. Actually, how many days last week? I think it was 5 days. 5 days in the gym last week. Already went today. I already went yesterday. Didn't go today yet. And I know every time I say I'll go at night, I never do it. But because I had a bad sleep, I woke up late, and then I had a bunch of shit to do. I had to prep the pod and do all these things. So I was late to the game on that, but I think I will hit the gym today because I do feel good. I feel good even though I had a bad sleep. So I think I'll still get in there. But then, yeah, I woke up at 3, and then so I ordered food. I ordered this like chicken over rice from this halal place, ate that, and because the carbs slow you down, they kind of put you to sleep. And then I think I jerked off 2 more times, 4 jerks just last night. I was off the porn for a bit too, but I'm back on. I found this Japanese website where you could watch the Japanese porn right from Japan, the JAV model stuff, and they titillate in a different way. They have this shame that is integrated into their porn, which I really appreciate. The way the Japanese, not every scene, but in a lot of scenes, they're fucking, but they're kind of like, no, I shouldn't do this, but I'm so horny that I'm like willing to go against my own morals and beliefs to fuck this person. That underlying shame is very titillating. So yeah, I was watching some new Japanese porn that I hadn't got my hands on yet. It felt very fresh, very new. It was like seeing the world in a new light. Was able to do 4 jerks in a single night, mostly just to go to sleep. But I am not gonna lie, I had a good time doing it. It's great when I can give myself the excuse that I got to do these jerks, or how else am I gonna fall asleep? I got to eat these carbs or how else I'm going to fall asleep. This was kind of a dire situation, though. And I stuck to rice. I was like, maybe I'll go to order McDonald's or something. I was like, stay off the gluten at the very least. If you're going to go to the carbs, stay off the gluten. But yeah, so I had a bad sleep last night. And a misconception about me. Some of you guys are like, he's going to bed? 11:30, he's in bed. A misconception about me, I think it's because I got all the talk about the pussy so much, is that I'm like some wild party guy. I'm not really a wild. When I do party, I will go hard, but my biggest party days are kind of behind me. Still love the puss, but I'm more of a come to me, come to home. Like when I'm on the road, if a girl's like, hey, we're going out for drinks after the show. Do you want to come? I'm like, do you want to just come to my hotel room? I don't really want to go out. Let's cut out the middleman. We're going out to get the puss. Cut out the going out. Go right to the puss. Go right to the source, man. What do I need this going out guy for when the puss is right here? And sometimes it's yes, sometimes it's no. But either way, I get a good night's sleep, and I like that a lot. Okay, the game. The game I've been playing is Deadlock, guys. Deadlock. Holy shit, I'm hooked. Producer was nodding. Producer, you playing Deadlock?
No, but I know some people that do enjoy it.
It's great, dude. It's titillating my dick and balls in a way that I haven't been in a long time. It's giving me, of course, if you guys don't know Deadlock, and if you're not a games person, you can just skip past this part. I probably will talk about games on most of the podcasts. A big gamer guy, but Deadlock is Valve's new MOBA. It's like a third-person MOBA, similar to Paragon, kind of a hero shooter. It's like if you mixed Overwatch with League of Legends. That's basically what it is. It's light on the MOBA mechanics compared to other MOBAs, but obviously heavy on MOBA mechanics compared to hero shooters, which don't really have them at all. But it has this fun class of characters, but it's not as heavy on the hero shooting aspect where you got to like do these counter picks because you can't switch your character once you're in the game. But anyways, I was a big Overwatch guy. I loved Overwatch. I would still probably put Overwatch in my top 5 games, but maybe Deadlock's going to take the spot away because Overwatch did have a big fall off, but I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. It's giving me that original Overwatch feel. It has this world that hooks you in. It has a world that makes you feel interested. There's a lot of good cast of characters. The character design is very good. The shooting feels fun. I found a character that meshes with me, and already, I went into the subreddit. People are already shit-talking my main character because he is a very simple character. If you guys have touched Deadlock, his name is Abrams. And you probably already feel a certain way about him because basically you can build your character so his whole thing is he's tanky, can take a lot of damage. He also has a life steal, and when he punches you, he can have a life steal if you build him the right way. So if you just continuously punch people over and over and over again, you kind of just can kill almost anyone in a one-on-one. There is a parry button to counter it, but the people are so bad at parrying, I'm sure one day everyone will get good, and then I'll just be the worst player ever. But for now, while people haven't caught on to parry, I'm a fucking god at this game. I'm doing good, which is rare for me for shooters. I'm pretty awful at them. So once I'm shit, I'm sure the dopamine will die off and I won't be interested anymore. Okay. Oh, yeah, and if you want to play Deadlock, it's not for sale yet. It's all in beta. You have to get a beta code from someone. So people are, like, sending out beta codes to their friends and stuff. I don't know if I have an unlimited amount I can send out now that I'm in the game. But if you're interested slide the DMs. Maybe I'll send you a beta code. I'll get you we'll get the boys in. Get the boys into Deadlock, dude. Get the Wet Hole Lover Gang, the Dark Holes podcast, the Chadarena fans into the pod, into the stuff. Okay, 5-star review of the week. 5-star review of the week. This comes from Chase Gaither, who gives us 5 stars and says, "This podcast inspired me to do one of the most regrettable things of my life. I partied with strangers who were much older than me and almost got blackout drunk, and then I think something happened between me and a black guy, and that's all hazy now. Anyways, thank you, Che, for getting your boy laid by another dude, a BBC no less." Okay, there you go. So fans out there are out there getting laid from, I don't know what I said exactly. I guess I maybe said you should party with strangers, which I do believe. I think that's a great thing you can do. I do love partying with strangers. But I guess I preached this idea, and now someone's done it, and they've been penetrated by a BBC. You know what, Chase? Good for you. Good for you going out there getting yourself penetrated. It's great. It's great. Who doesn't like to penetrate or be penetrated? Usually people are on some end of the spectrum. The asexuals, not so much. They prefer none. They're neutral. But everyone else is exploring one side of that spectrum in some way and usually having a lot of fun with it. So good for you. And guys, remember, Dark Holes, we also are on Patreon. So if you want to come check us out on Patreon, there's a link in my bio. There's an extra episode every week. You also get the opportunity to write in. You also get access to the Discord, and you get episodes ad-free, all for $5. An extra ep every week for $5 a month is pretty fucking good. As I've said before, it's less than a cup of coffee in New York City. That is fucking crazy. Crazy. So pretty good value, I would say. What else? What there was something else. There was something else I was gonna fucking Oh yeah, shows. We got to promo our shows. So I'm going to be in Chicago on September 7th. I'm going to be in Tempe on September 20th to 22nd. I'm going to be in New York City on September 26th. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh on October 3rd, I believe. October 3rd. Tampa, October 4th. Cincinnati, October 5th. All those tickets are available at shaderana.com. You can just go to my website to snag those tickets. And I just want to apologize for the Yonker show. A lot of people had the Yonker shows canceled. If for whatever reason you did not get refunded, call the club or message me. I will get that sorted out. I demanded that everyone get refunded because that was the second time that club is canceled. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what happened over there, but I won't be working with them again. If you do want to see me in New York City, I will be doing a show at the Stand on September 26th. So I have no like bad blood or anything with them. I'm just like, after 2 canceled shows, I'm not gonna re-up for a third one, you know? Yeah. All right, let's get into some of the other juice we got going. So this guy has me fucking locked in, guys. This is, I guess the best way to describe him is sort of like a ball strength enthusiast. It's so hard to know what this guy's beliefs are or why he's doing it or what his purpose is, but he's _Steez, STEEZ _nuts with a Z, and then another underscore at the end, on Instagram. All of his videos are these like testicle dick strengthening videos with no dialogue. He just says meow meow. That's it. He'll look into the camera, go meow meow, and then he'll stand up on like an elevated surface and have a rope. He'll wear like a dress, which makes sense for what the video is, but he'll have like a rope tied to his dick and balls, which you assume is to the dick and balls, and it's just like swinging back and forth. Producer, can you bring up the video that says hanging? This is the one that I'm referencing right now. He does several different types of ball strengthening things, and I'm just asking why. Why? To just say meow, like, is based on the way that he's dressed, I think it's for like almost like a circus freak show kind of thing, because in some things he wears like a spandex. So I was like, oh, maybe this is like a martial arts thing, like strengthen your balls so much like the Shaolin monks do with like fingers and balls and other parts of like weak parts of your body, so that if you attack me, I am actually super strong in the balls. A kick to the balls does nothing to me. But based on the attire he wears in some of these things, it's more like a contortionist, but just purely for ball impact. And he's training himself in these different ways and shows these different training videos that he does. Do we have this ready, producer? Show? Yeah. Here we go. And he's hanging weights off of his dick, shaking them. Then he has more weights. Then he has a sledgehammer off of the dick and balls. And then he does a big lift. I'm not sure how much weight this is. It's like, this is several bricks. This is like, it looks like 4 high. No, I think it's 5 high. That looks like 10 bricks, 10 or 12 bricks. Someone wants to do the math on that as to how much weight that is. But he's just swinging them off of his genitals. I don't understand. But he is a silent protagonist. He doesn't talk at all in any of these videos. In the house he shoots them in looks like the only purpose for it is for him to train his different ball stuff that he does there. He'll have like different things set up where he has like a pole in a hallway that he drops down on directly onto his groin. He has like the cabinets and have nothing in them. The countertops have nothing on them. There's no chairs or anything in the place. I don't know if he lives there or only goes to this place like a studio, like an art studio, to work on his craft. I have no fucking clue, guys. I have no clue. Can we look at pulling, please, producer? So this is one where he has ropes tied to his dick and balls, and now he's doing more of a strongman thing, whereas, you know, when the strongman like pulled a car that's on a rope, this kind of situation. Let's see this. This is a lot of stuff. How much weight? I have no clue. Does it say in the caption? Just says that he's pulling concrete. There's rocks. It's a big, like, meow, meow. Think of, meow, meow. And then just says meow, meow. and he pulls them both ways. So he has it where it's like his dick is in front of him, and then where it's kind of doing like the undercarriage mangina thing and pulling from behind him. Every way he's pulling this giant container that's filled with rocks and stones. It is on wheels. It is on wheels, which, I mean, it's still very impressive feat. Oh, and it seems like it's almost getting harder and harder over time. I am interested to know what his dick and balls look like. In this one, he's wearing a dress, and I don't think the dress is for, like, an identity choice. I think it's just simply, like, how else do you tie something to your dick and balls and still have the mobility to pull stuff around? Okay, we can pause that, producer. But, oh, what did I want to get at on this? Yeah, okay, the place, like, the only things you ever see in this place are those things that he has, the equipment that he has to pull this shit around. I'm hoping that we do see this guy on, like, a circus level performance. I would love to see this guy at Cirque du Soleil lifting up something incredibly heavy, like lifting up a Honda Accord with just his dick and balls. And like I said, I would love to see what his dick and balls do look like. Are they mangled? Are they super strength? Are they stretched out to the longest? Like, people's balls hang normally, and over time they'll hang a lot. If you're constantly hanging weights off of your dick and balls for a strengthening purpose or whatever purpose, you got to imagine his balls got to be close to his kneecaps. They got to be way down there. Unless he has some other exercise that we don't know about that ties him up. Or maybe that's part of the strengthening, is that, like, hey, my balls are so long now, I can take them and, like, sort of maybe wrap them around my waist, and they hang off the side of me, so that if I am attacked, someone goes to kick me in the balls, my balls aren't even there. Even though they could handle the hit, they're not even there, dude. My balls, I can use my balls like a mace on a chain, and just like shung, 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 and I'm smacking you with them. These things are calcified now. They're like rocks, and they're gonna knock into your head. They're gonna hit you in the temple. You're gonna fall off balance. I don't know what the purpose is. Get him on America's Got Talent, please. This would kill. This would be a viral clip. There's no way that dude lifting heavy shit with his balls is not a viral clip. You got that one dude on there who like he does the stuff where he'll like put a tablecloth. It's that Asian guy. I can't remember what his username is, but he'll have like a tablecloth with like a bunch of dishes stacked on top of it. And then he'll do something like he'll put the tablecloth in between his butt cheeks and like pull it out. And he does that in all sorts of very intricate ways. And he has he also will do it where he's like, seems like he's naked and the tablecloth is just barely covering his genitals. If you can have that guy on, which is very like sexual comedy, you can have a guy who has super strong dick and balls. I don't know if he wants it though, because that's part of the thing with this dude is he's not selling anything. He's not like, look at what I can do with my dick and balls. Do you want dick and balls that are as strong as mine? Take my course. Everyone on the internet is selling you something. Even people who I think are so legit. Like, I'm a big Wim Hof guy. I like the Wim Hof breathing. I like the cold exposure. That stuff fucking rules. This guy has Wim Hof vibes. They both have like the big beards. They both have their like tall, lanky white dudes. They have that sort of like this meow meow guy, the steel nuts. I can't tell if he's Dutch. Wim Hof is Dutch, but the Dutch all have those elongated bodies, probably because they're the tall whites. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this conspiracy, but there's a conspiracy that there's a few different types of aliens that live among us, and one of them is the tall whites are one of them. They're like these long, sort of. I guess Slender Man looking type people, but they blended enough that we can't really tell them apart. And if they were anyone, it would be the Dutch. And also, if you're an alien, you're coming to Earth, you're like, hey, we got to lay low. Where the fuck else you're going to go to Holland? Fuck yeah, dude. What, they're going to look for you in Holland? That's where we're going to look for the aliens. We're going to go to the fucking chocolatiers and the windmill people with the wooden clogs. They're hiding the big specimens. No, you're just a long, freakish dude. You crash landed. You're like, hey, I'll hang out here. Their language is already Google Gop. It's like, I'll fit right in, dude. No one gives a fuck what's going on in Holland. I shit on a lot of countries on this podcast. I often do. But I was there. I was in Amsterdam. I loved Holland. It was great. And you do have gorgeous people. I think they're actually the tallest people, like tallest average of anyone, which is like, that's the kind of shit I want in my bloodline. I would love to get like a big a freakishly large Dutch woman and drop my seed in her and then just abandon her. But just know that my kid is living on from that bloodline. And I'm actually a quarter Dutch. So there you go. I can do it. I can shit talk your Google Gop. But yeah, let's do the last video here, the drop. I just want to see him dropping on stuff. And then we'll move on to I'm thirsty. Okay, let's see. So here he's got like a wooden, not a wooden pole, a metal pole that he's covered, and he's just dropping down all his body weight again and again, no supports. But the part of what makes this crazy is the hallway is just like wooden boards. It almost looks like an abandoned house, but not shitty abandoned. Like it just wasn't fully built. And all the stuff built in there is just to help him train his balls. What is this place? Are these just sections of his house that he just has like this? Why?
Meow, 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 meow.
But yeah, back to the thing is he doesn't sell it. He does this purely, and this stuff isn't doing crazy numbers. It's not funding this excursion. So this is just a passion project of this guy's balls. I don't know why, dude. I don't know why. What does meow meow mean? I'm so intrigued with this guy. I've watched almost every single video on his page. His first video is because he's also super flexible. That adds to the circus theory. But he's doing the splits and dropping down on pumpkins and breaking the pumpkins with his dick and balls and groin and just the weight from that. And then there's videos of him stretching himself out. He has one of those things. I don't know if you've seen them in gyms where you can basically like turn a crank and they open your legs like as wide as it can go, so you can do like a full split. He has one of those in his home. So there is some sort of circus element to this. I don't know what it is. He has no links to live shows to come check out. Where does this guy make money? He has equipment he's buying and keeping in this place. Ah, man, this Wildberry Celsius got me going. Yeah, let's move on. We're going into I'm Thirsty. This one was just... I wanted to share with you guys, I've been a longtime fan of this. I don't think they know I exist. I know some people that they know. I've met some people that they know because I orbit the porn space. But Olive, spelled Aweliv, if you want to find her profile picture, is like a Garfield. She is like, I think like self-described as a... what's the like emo, that's the one. Emo, the very like punk vibes going on with her. She's covered in tattoos. She's got tattoos all over her hands, all over her arms, bodies, her tits, her face, her ass, everywhere. Like not face completely covered. She has like 2 hearts on her cheeks, and then she has like barbed wire which goes across her hairline, which you can barely see because she has bangs. But I've been a big fan of her for a long time. She's got no tits. Not that I'm like a fan of chicks with no tits, but I'm just giving you the description. She's got no, like the little, like maybe the tiniest bit of meat for a baby to grab onto. It's basically nipples on a rib cage. That's what's cooking up there. But her ass is unbelievable. Great ass, full, round, fit. Her body's very fit, very tight. You can see she's got some abs going on, some muscle, in the arm. This chick's clearly in the gym doing some stuff. Maybe she's a rock climber. I don't know. But she's got a fit bod. But something shifted with her recently. She had the OnlyFans cooking for a long time. And so it's like you want the content, you got to go sub, you got to buy the individuals and all that kind of stuff. She recently started doing Pornhub. She recently started putting out like full-length videos, collabing with like people who are big on Pornhub, and I was like, here we go. Here, I'm getting a fucking 17-minute video of her gloobing glop for free. God, it was great, dude. I've followed this chick on and off for probably, I want to say like 3, maybe 4 years. It was before I moved to New York, and when I say on and off, it's because what happens is I'll end up following a bunch of different chicks that I'm like, oh, this chick's so hot, I gotta follow her. And then I get in, basically my feed becomes like all ass and tits, and I go, we must cleanse. And I just unfollow all of them simultaneously. I go, I gotta get them out. And then they slowly, I get weak again, and they creep back in. And also, when you follow someone and unfollow them, yeah, maybe they don't show up on your page. You go to your search page. Your search page goes, we know what you like. We know what you're trying to not take, but we know what you fucking like, you creep. We're gonna show you again, just because we need you still want a taste of this, you sick fuck. And I'm like, I do. But anyways, she started doing full-on free porn, which I'm like, this is fucking great. So I went to the Pornhub page. This is the second time I went. She did a video with Jack Knife, who I don't know, but he pops up on my main feed a lot. He has that, like, he does a lot of POV stuff. So you're getting, like, full POV, the blow, the fuck, storylines now. You're getting full fucking, what's the theme? What's the motivation? Why are they sucking and fucking, which I do like. I don't watch the whole beginning, but I'll just do like 10 seconds so I can get snippets of what they're saying, so that I can piece together the motivation in my brain. She had one where she was like, I think she was she fucks the dude, and the dude is her sister's husband, which is like, that's hot. Forbidden love. Gotta love. And they're like, kind of like, she's like, I'm just gonna take a nap, and then she's like rolls next to him, and she's like touching his dick and stuff. Good shit. I like it. But yeah, I was like, eating it up. But this was the second time I went. The first time I went, she had like one video up. That was long form. It was 2-on-1s, 2 dudes, 1 chick. And you go, okay, not usually my bag, but I'll go check it out. Something I didn't expect. It was a bi scene. So I skip ahead. At one point, dude's blowing the other dude. And I go, whoa, not my cup of tea. Not what I like. If you're a listener and that gets you off, go check it out. I'm sure you would love it. I'm sure it's great content. Me personally, ruins the jerk. I don't want to see a dude blow another dude. No gracias. So, yeah, there's going to be a mix. So if you dive into her content, just be aware there's going to be a mix of stuff that could potentially be in there. But the jackknife video, highly recommend. All right. I forgot to mention this. She does have one thing that did throw me off. She has like these tattoos on her hands that are like basically the ends of her fingers from like, I can't remember if it's from her main knuckle or her middle knuckle to the nail. It's one of those. It's either from the middle knuckle to the nail or the main knuckle to the nail is all black. Like it's just like black, that greenish, dark greenish black that is tattoo ink that we all know. It's like all black. I think it's only on one hand. And the only thing is that when you see that wrapped around a dick, it doesn't sell as it gives me the same vibes as like the Scarlet Witch in Multiverse of Madness when her hands had turned black from touching the Necronomicon or whatever. I know that's not what it was, but she has been using an evil book that now has tainted her hands, and you see sort of the dark magic flowing off of her hands. It's giving decomposing. It's giving zombie. It's giving rotting is the vibe. And I guess just like rotting dark magic witch hands, it took me out of the jerk a little bit when I saw it. I was like, oh no, Scarlet Witch jorking this guy off. Wasn't really my appetite, but I watched the whole video. I maybe skipped past that part a little bit, but I watched that whole video. I mean, watched the whole. No one's watching porno front to sit there for 17 minutes like, what's the writing like in this, huh? No, you skip around. You go to your favorite parts. Show me a cum shot. Show me a blowjob. Show me some penetration, reverse cowgirl. What are the highlights here? That's how I watch. I don't know what you guys are doing at home. Maybe you guys are sitting down. You got a bucket of popcorn going in. You're snacking. You're surveying all the different scenes. You're writing down notes. You're like, come back to this later. Maybe that's how you guys do it. Wild Berry Celsius. I only brought 1 Celsius today. Normally I have 2. I have one for the main one, then one for the Patreon after, which you can get for $5 a month. But because I had such a bad sleep yesterday, I only went with 1, and I waited later. And I also had a coffee late today, so it's like I think I'll be perfectly caffeinated for the full ride. Okay, let's get into our write-ins. So as I said off the top, we have a write-in about a lady fucking her stepbrother who then becomes her stepfather. Seems pretty... At first, when I read this write-in, I go, fake. People heard, I think it was episode 1 Or no, it was episode 2, I think, when I talked about the person who fucked their foster sibling. People heard that and they went, I'm going to write in with a wild one, a crazy story. So then I followed up. I go, nah, it ain't real. This is what she wrote in. She wrote, I fucked my stepbrother who turned out to be my stepdad, and now I might be pregnant. That was the write-in. I go, okay, you think you're going to fool me? You know how much jib-jab I get every day? How much creepy, gross stuff that comes through the pipeline? I know how to sniff out a fake. So I actually went and messaged this person directly and go, hey, is this story true? Tell me the details. And she goes, so basically, my mom was dating a guy who had a son, and me and his son got super close, and we ended up fucking. And my mom cheated on my stepfather with his son, so this guy ended up being her stepdad, who her mom was dating, and she fucked this guy's son. Okay, so we got super close, ended up fucking. My mom cheated on my stepfather with his son, and he proposed to her, and I'm pregnant with his kid, so now my mom is going to be a stepmom and grandma. And she wrote, and she has no clue. You know, if you think your family situation is like, man, my family's crazy. I can't even hang around these guys. God, you don't know what kind of trauma they put me through. You don't even know what the fuck's out there. When you turn over the rocks and you see what's fucking hiding inside those dark holes. On the Dark Holes podcast, we investigate and see what the world's really like. What's happening behind closed doors that you don't even fucking know about. You got to think of how this whole situation unraveled. So your mom is dating a guy. He has a kid, a son. He's around your age. That the two of you banging, that's not. I mean, I think it's like unethical. You probably shouldn't have done that. But that's not that crazy that happened. You're like, you're both fully grown, right? You're both fully grown people. I didn't ask this person's age, but I'm assuming early 20s. You're both fully grown people, and then you end up banging. You're hanging around a lot. You're like, oh, they're kind of hot. He goes, oh, she's kind of hot. And then you fool around. It's in bad taste. I would, if anyone is tossing this idea around in their head, that like, well, maybe I should bang my a step sibling who is like we just became, we're fully grown people. I would advise against it. But I mean, hey, you're gonna live your fucking life. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna fucking come in there and police your dick and puss? No, you're gonna do whatever the fuck you're gonna do. But that part, it's like I could see how that unfolded, and maybe it was a couple too many drinks or whatever. But then I'm looking at it from this guy's perspective. This dude's the guy who you were fucking, the stepson. He's the real criminal here. This guy is the real sicko, okay? Because he's banging you. You're already pushing the limits. Then, for whatever reason, however it unfolds, I guess the mom is the sicko too. Your mom and this guy, they're sickos. They're sickos, dude. But the mom too. Okay, I'm getting in on too many tangents here. Let's break down the guy first. So the guy, he's banging you. He knows, obviously, his dad is with this woman, and he slithers in there for whatever reason. I couldn't imagine doing that to my dad. The guy taught me to ride a bike. I'm gonna fuck his new wife? That's such a rude thing to do. How do you come back from that? You betray your father in such a horrible way. What's that Greek myth? It's not Epidus. What's the one?
Oedipus?
Oedipus? Yeah, because the Oedipus complex is when you want to bang your mom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You betray your dad in an Oedipus-style fashion. Horrible. And you know that you were banging this lady's daughter as well. Now, I've heard of people do double dipping, banging a mom and a daughter on separate occasions, and you're like, oh, that's fucking crazy. Look at this daredevil out there. But it's a very different situation when it has to have fucking Sunday dinner together, and you're all sitting down at the same table, sharing stories from the week. How was your week? Oh, well, I fucked everyone here except for my own father. So, criminal activity. The mom cheated on this guy with his son, which is very bad, but she's a little bit less of a criminal than him because she didn't know that this dude was fucking her daughter and that there was this crazy, weird, incestuous thing going on there. And then the daughter's pregnant. Gotta nuke that. I would say that's a nuke. That's a certified nuke. Editor, can we get like a bomb noise? Like a wee. That's a certified nuke. Wee. I'll say on this pod, when I think you should abort it, I'll say that's a certified nuke. Wee. Okay. Yeah, this whole situation is fucked. I feel bad for the dad. He kind of got the worst of it. He got cheated on. His son betrayed him. And he got one pussy out of the whole thing. He didn't even get to fuck the daughter, too. Like, at least if it's all going around like that, I don't know. At least get something. But yeah, I would say that nuke that. That guy's got to get nuked ASAP. Yeah. I hope you guys figure it out. I hope that something is rectified. I hope everyone makes better decisions in the future, too. That would be my biggest thing. I hope that all of you choose to be better people in the future. Be nicer to one another. I've never been that horny. No one, and I'm a horny guy. No, there's no need. There's no need. There's plenty of other people you could have sex with, other than your legal family members. Jesus Christ. Okay, moving on to the next guy. My girlfriend found my full. Let's try that again. My girlfriend found my full-sized sex doll ass. And now she wants to watch me use it. What now? Question mark. That's really funny to me. I think that's hilarious. I think that's so funny. So, so you have like one of those, like it's like a fleshlight, but more. They've developed the full ass, the silicone tushy, and you fucking just hump it. It's like that episode of Dave. I watched a few episodes of Dave. He has that sort of lower torso that he uses to masturbate and just fucks it. I mean, I try to think about being more accepting of dudes' sex toys because there is such a negative culture around them. But it is weird. That is a weird thing to own. That is a weird, creepy thing to own. I like the cleanup alone on that just seems like such a pain in the. Every time I jerk off with my hand, I go, I don't know. I don't think I can get any better than this. Sometimes I jerk off with my hand. It's better than fucking some of these ladies, dude. Sometimes I'm fucking so in the zone on my own. I lock in on my own jork. I got the tabs running at the perfect times. I'm like edging right to the point where I'm about to nut, and then I bring it right back, and I'm on that balance beam, just like whoa, until I get the like perfect all-star nut. I feel bad for ladies that are competing with my own jerk abilities. That's what you're up against every day, and it's a tough battle. So I don't need the tushy thing like you do. But she wants to watch you fuck it. What now? Well, I guess your approach would be, what reason does she want to watch you fuck it? Does she want to watch you fuck it for like, this is going to turn her on? She likes, this will be like a new sex thing you guys do, like a mutual masturbation kind of thing. Is it like a humiliation thing? Does that turn her on? I would get to the source of why she wants you to fuck it. Because, there's the Wildberry Celsius coming up. That's a very important reason. That's a very important part of this whole equation is the motive of why she needs to see you fucking now. If it's like, she saw this and she didn't think it's weird. She thinks it's kind of hot and she thinks she wants to like participate in this dirty aspect of your life with you that you kind of maybe feel a little ashamed of. It's a little bit hidden. Like you said, she found it. So obviously you were keeping this behind lock and key or at least under some books in your closet under like at least hopefully you threw a blanket over top of it when you chucked it in there. So if that's the thing where she's like, this will be hot. We can now explore this thing that you're kind of keeping hidden. That is actually fun. That's like, now I can be free with this, and I can be turned on with this with my partner, and we can explore this together in whatever weird way it is. And when it's two adults doing freaky shit, it doesn't matter. Whatever, she like sucks the cum out of the fake ass pussy after you jizz in it. You know what? Have at her, dude. You guys pay your fucking rent or pay your fucking mortgage. You get to do what you want in that building. That's what I think. That's what I think, as long as it's legal. As long as it's legal. And not what we had from the first story. You guys don't get, I don't care how many houses you own. You don't get to do that shit anywhere, okay? Your weird stepbro, stepsis fucking in pregnancy cheating scandal. No, that doesn't, there's no international waters, nowhere. Not allowed. But this guy with his exploring this fun thing. But yeah, I don't, if your girlfriend is maybe doing this because she like wants to embarrass you, then yeah, I would just stay. I'd be like, hey, this is something I want for myself, and I'd rather keep this to myself. But also tread these waters lightly, because if this becomes a fully one-sided thing and you start doing weirder and weirder shit to this ass pussy silicone thing, and she's watching, and she's not really partaking in it, no part of herself is becoming vulnerable. I don't want to like freak you out or anything here, but then let's say you guys break up. She's got that dirt on you. Then she gets to tell the story. I dated this guy who had this ass pussy, and he would do this weird. And I would watch him, and it was so, he would like fuck it and call it names, and then like he at one point we like printed out pictures of these girls' faces, and he would look at them, and I would just sit there and watch him, and it was like, at first I thought it would be fun, and then I was just kind of humoring him, and I just got really weird. So she's got to be partaking. She's got to give as much as she's getting out of this. But I would say the path now is to explore that and be like, hey, so like, why do you want me to fuck in front of you? And kind of pull out that information, get her to, I don't know, she's going to be dildoing or something, and you guys are like mutual masturbating. Like, it needs to be a group activity, I would say. Okay. Do you have a long one? I don't know. Maybe we save the long one for the Patreon. Oh, wait. Yeah, I gotta do this one on this app. I gotta do this. Let's take a sip of wild berry before I get into this. Oh, we're almost out. Is the Japanese feller here today, producer?
No, not right now, no.
I was going to send him out on a Celsius run. I come here every day with a new sentence in Japanese to say to him, and he's not here half the time. Well, I'm supposed to be practicing my Japanese with him. Okay. So, this one. Was pee in the butt ever a real thing, or were people just kidding? Curious in more ways than one. I don't know what the end of that sentence means, curious in more ways than one. I guess either you want someone to pee in your butt or you want to pee into someone's butt. That's kind of like, I think, what you're hinting at, and more that, because that's literally two ways there. Or you're curious because you're like, oh, is this actually a real thing? And it's like, if it is a real thing, I would like to explore it in multiple ways. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you're alluding to there, but it's some sort of perversion that you want to unlock. Which, be careful. You start messing around with pee and ass, you might not be able to come back from that. You start giving yourself a urine enema on the regular, or giving it to people, which is something I need to tell you. So this was a while back. A lady slid into the DMs, and we're talking, we're chatting, we're flirting, we're sexting. I'm pretty sure we're sharing nudes. And eventually, I think people seem to be very open with me with their fetishes, because I'm pretty non-judgmental when it comes to everything sexual. Not everything, but a lot of things sexual. So they get to the point real quick. So she brings up a piss fetish. I'm like, oh, you want to get pissed on? And she says pissed in. I think that's a typo. I'm assuming she meant to say pissed on. Then she sends me a video, and I go, okay, let me check out this video. Now, when you think pissed in, you go, someone's slurping piss. That's, for a lot of people, enough to make them vomit. For some people, they love it. They love it. They want to slurp up piss. They want to drink it up. They want to, I actually have a friend who's a stripper, and a guy paid her $500 to piss in his beer. I guess he drank half of like a pint, and then she took it to the bathroom. She pissed in it, and she was like, "What are you gonna do with this?" He's like, "I'm just gonna sit here and drink it." And he just sat at the bar, drinking his piss beer, while watching the rest of the performances from the ladies. After coughing up $500 for some piss, dude. I mean, you're just flushing away. $500 for piss is a pretty fucking good deal, if you ask me. I would want if someone asked me, "Hey, $500, your piss in my beer." Or it could be a bottle. I got a dick. I could piss in a bottle, easy. I'd do it. $500? Come on, man. I think we're no. Of course, there's a level of where you're so rich that you won't do it anymore. But it's an easy I'm pissing anyways. Easy $500, bro. Buy your lady something nice after. But anyways, this lady sends me this video, and she has a butt plug in that is like a like think of a butt plug, but it's hollow, so it's like a funnel. And it's a video of her in. Sorry, I'm laughing. This is true. I'm just like. I'm coming to terms with what I'm saying as I'm saying it and remembering the video. It's her in the tub, and she's sort of like not fetal position. I guess it would be like prayer position, like in yoga where you're like kneeling and your head is down. You guys, I think, can picture what I'm talking about. Sort of like ass up, with this funnel in her butthole, and a dude is pissing into it as she's masturbating. And within seconds, she goes, "I'm going to come." Within seconds. So clearly this was like on her wish list for quite some time, and to finally have it arrive. And then to actually meet the expectations, it sent her heart aflutter. She basically was, I don't know if there was some messing around prior to this. I don't know. There probably was. I don't think you go right to pissing in the butt. You don't like come in. She goes, "Take off your shoes. Meet me at the tub." And then you get in there, and she just has a funnel in her butt, and you step in the tub and start whizzing. So I'm assuming there was some foreplay and stuff before to work up to that. But it's still very, very quick. But yeah, I guess to answer your question, people do like piss in their ass. I think it's rare. I've only come across this the one time. I don't know what the motivation is. I don't know if it's like a degrading thing or if it's like a pit. You just like piss. Maybe there's a cleansing aspect to it, like a coffee enema. Maybe a piss enema is just as healthy for you in some circles. Believe these things. But yeah, people are pissing in asses. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We got a long one, but I think we're not going to do the long one. We'll probably save that for another ep. Maybe we'll do it on the Patreon. I'm not too sure. This is a good one to close out on because this is just like kind of an interesting debacle. I think the reason my supervisor is giving me shit at work is because I ignored him on Grindr. A lover's quarrel, you know? That is a pretty crazy situation. You match with someone. I've had this happen where it's been on dating apps where they, like, I think it was Hinge. Someone I could see, because on Hinge you can see who liked you and you can say yes. Oh, shit. You can say yes or no. And someone I know outside of the dating world had done it, and I said no. I swooped it away, not because I didn't think they were attractive or that I didn't want to fuck them. It's because it was kind of like it's someone who I knew them in a working way, and I just like to keep my dick out of work. That's one of my rules. Is like there's so many other people you can have sex with. You don't have to fuck the people you work with, which maybe was this guy's same motivation. He goes, I don't want to fuck my manager or my supervisor. I don't want to fuck them because then I gotta interact with this person all the time, and maybe they want to get like frisky at work. It's like I kind of want to keep my dick life private from my work life. Can we keep it all separated? It's also a bold move to send out the messages on the dating platform when you know you're going to be encountering this person quite a bit. Because if it's a supervisor, this is a 9 to 5 scenario. This is someone you're probably seeing pretty much every time you're at work. Bold move on their part. You didn't give me details as to why you said no. But it could be for any reason. Could be for any reason, really. And now it sucks because now because here's the thing that happens too is you think sometimes, like I've had situations where I've had a proposition, a sexual proposition come up from someone who I have, like I said, like a working relationship with, or there's some sort of conflict where I feel like I shouldn't have sex with them. And I don't. And then they're rude to you, and you go, this is the whole thing I was trying to avoid. I was trying to avoid it being weird. Why'd you make it weird? Go fuck a stranger. Leave me out of your shit, you know? So it really, once the sex is brought on the table, I don't know what the right answer is, but for a long time I was like, do not fuck them. Do not fuck. Do not fuck. As Kamala Harris famously said, do not fuck. But now, I have done the not fuck, and it still sometimes ends up weird when someone tries to fuck you and you deny them. That's a hurt on their ego, and they don't, maybe got some resentment towards you from that. But then maybe it is the lesser of two evils. Maybe regardless of which road you go down, it's going to end up in a weird place, and the not fuck is the better of the two places rather than getting a little bit entangled and having it blow up even bigger when the emotions get much stronger. You're putting more gunpowder in this bomb that is going to blow up eventually, so might as well have it be a water balloon rather than a grenade. Yeah, that could be the answer. Anyways, guys, that's been Dark Holes. I would love for you guys to rate and review the podcast 5 stars. Of course, we read out the 5-star review of the week every week. And guys, share this podcast. If you guys want more episodes, there are bonus episodes every week on Patreon. If you guys want to find me on tour, of course, I will say the tour dates again. I am going to be in Chicago, September 7th. Whoa, holy shit. Sometimes the synapses don't connect. I'm going to be in Chicago, September 7th. I'm going to be in Tempe, September 20th and 22nd. I'm going to be in New York, September 26th. I'm going to be in Pittsburgh, October 3rd. I'm going to be in Tampa, more like St. Pete's, but they're right next to each other, on October 4th. I'm going to be in Cincinnati on October 5th. For all tickets, you can go to chaderena.com. Thank you guys again so much for listening to the podcast. The support on this so quickly has really blown me away, and I really appreciate you guys listening. Mwah! We'll see you next time. On to the Patreon app.